ARIMATHEA ORATORIUM. The Prayer of Joseph of Arimathea. By Heron Robledo. Chapter 7. Question number 1. Dear Master José de Arimathea, thank you for your teachings so far. However, I would like you to clarify the relationship between the Spirit of Truth, John 14 verses 15 to 17, and Christ. Are Jesus Christ and the Spirit of Truth quoted by Allan Kardec in the Spirit's book the same person? I'll explain. Question 625 of the Spirit's book says, is the Spirit of Truth the guide that God has given us to enlighten us about the truths of faith? And the mentors reply, yes, He is the one God has sent to teach you what men cannot understand. He enlightens you, however, through men endowed with reason, who understand what is of a nature to instruct and enlighten you. Answer number 1. Messenger of Truth, allow me to elucidate this question that permeates the subtle fabric of spiritual realities. Arimathea stopped talking, as if waiting for an answer. The medium Carlos accelerated his breathing for a few seconds. In that singular instant, José de Arimathea's words floated through space, not just as audible sounds, but as vibrations that penetrated every molecule in the room. A light of uncertain origin, celestial and transcendental, invaded the modest room, transforming it into a scene that seemed to belong more to the divine realms than to simple human reality. The contours of the room became indistinct, as if the walls, floor and ceiling were dissolving in the iridescence of that light. Everyday objects, ordinary and earthly, experienced a momentary transmutation, floating slightly, defying the known laws of gravity for brief moments that seemed to stretch into eternity. The room was filled with an atmosphere that transcended the limits of the tangible. It was as if the veil separating the tangible from the intangible, the visible from the invisible, had been momentarily suspended. The sensation was of being immersed in something that escaped rational explanations and intersected with the divine. As things floated in an ethereal dance, the light intensified, bathing every presence in the room with a luminosity that could not be compared to anything known. It was an experience almost beyond human comprehension, where the line between the real and the transcendental became blurred. And then, as quickly as it had appeared, the light dissipated. The room, now back to its mundane condition, retained the fleeting memory of that divine presence. The effect remained not only in the minds of those present, but reverberated in the very essence of the place, as if something beyond human comprehension had left its indelible mark on that space. The Spirit of Truth, as mentioned in Allan Kardec's works, is in fact a manifestation of the divine presence that seeks to guide humanity to a deeper understanding of eternal truths. When Jesus spoke the words about the Comforter, the Spirit of Truth, in the Gospel of John, he was pointing to a continuation of his own work. The Spirit of Truth, in this context, is not a separate being, but the spiritual manifestation of Christ's essence and teachings. When Jesus incarnated on earth, he brought with him the fullness of divine truth. However, his promise to send the Comforter refers to the continued expansion of that truth, to the spiritual enlightenment that would continue to guide humanity after his physical departure. The Spirit of Truth, therefore, is an expression of Christ himself, a spiritual presence that transcends the limitations of time and space. It is the light that continues to shine, the beacon that guides seekers of truth on life's journeys. Thus, we are not dealing with separate entities, but with an intimate connection between Jesus Christ and the Spirit of Truth. The Spirit of Truth is the spiritual extension of the Master, an inexhaustible source of consolation, wisdom and love that remains accessible to all hearts in need of truth. May this understanding illuminate your paths, just like the eternal light that emanates from the divine Spirit of Truth. Question number 2. The Spirit's book was written almost 200 years ago. Could you advise us on how to update the content of the Spirit's instructions? Answer number 2. Dear Inquirer, I understand the nature of your question and the importance of adapting spiritual instructions to meet the needs and understanding of the present time. However, it is essential to understand that the fundamental truths taught by the Spirits, recorded by Allan Kardec in the Spirit's book, are timeless. Divine laws and eternal principles are not subject to the ephemeral changes of the earthly world. Therefore, it would not be appropriate to seek to update spiritual instructions, as they are immutable and transcendental. Instead of altering the Spirit's lessons, I suggest that we seek a deeper understanding and practical application of these teachings in the light of the current context. We can explore how these principles can be experienced and interpreted in the face of the challenges and advances of contemporary society, while maintaining the essence and integrity of the spiritual teachings. The key lies in extracting the timeless wisdom contained in spiritual messages and applying them with discernment and compassion to the complexities of modern life, always maintaining the connection with universal spiritual values that transcend temporal limitations. Question number 3. Do you know who the Spirit of Bezerra de Menezes is? Answer number 3. Certainly, my friend. Bezerra de Menezes is a noble and dedicated spirit who, in his last earthly incarnation, played a remarkable role as a doctor, politician and, above all, as a tireless worker for good and charity. On the spiritual plane, Bezerra de Menezes continues his mission, now guiding and helping those who seek the path of light. His work is inspired by benevolence, compassion and the constant search for spiritual evolution. Like many high spirits, Bezerra de Menezes is an active collaborator in helping humanity, always guiding us towards love, fraternity and understanding. His positive influence extends to various areas, contributing to the promotion of health, spiritual balance and moral development. The memory and benevolent influence of Bezerra de Menezes are a blessing to us all, and his dedication to the service of good is an example that transcends the barriers between the planes of existence. Question number 4. Many people bear witness to healings through spiritual surgery. But some spirits make it clear that healing depends on merit. But given that God is merciful, doesn't that seem counterintuitive? Answer number 4. Your question touches on an essential point about the nature of spiritual healing. Divine mercy is indeed infinite, and God, in His goodness, desires the good of all His children. However, deservingness is intrinsically linked to an understanding of spiritual laws. Spiritual healing is not only an act of divine mercy, but also a consequence of the laws that govern spiritual life. Deservingness, in this context, refers to the attunement between the individual's spiritual vibration and the healing energies available. It's as if, by opening up to spiritual healing, the person attunes their energy to the beneficial currents flowing from the spiritual plane. Deservingness, in this sense, is related to inner disposition, sincerity of purpose and the constant search for spiritual elevation. Divine mercy works by offering opportunities for healing and transformation to everyone, regardless of their degree of worthiness. However, the individual's receptivity and openness play a crucial role in the effectiveness of this process. Thus, the understanding of deservingness does not contradict divine mercy, but complements it, highlighting the importance of harmony between the individual's spiritual quest and the blessings that flow from divine love.